The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain. Every day, millions of people wake up feeling like something is missing. They might have careers, families, hobbies, yet deep down, they sense an emptiness, a longing for something more. Have you ever felt that way? Like you're moving through life, but not living it fully? You're not alone. The truth is, many of us spend years chasing success, wealth, or approval, thinking that will bring us happiness. But the real joy comes from a sense of purpose, knowing why you're here and living in alignment with that truth. Today, we'll explore some powerful questions that, if answered with honesty and courage, can help you uncover your purpose and transform your life. These are not surface-level questions. They are deep, thought-provoking prompts designed to spark reflection and insight. Let's begin this journey by asking, what makes me feel truly alive? Have you ever experienced those moments where everything just feels right? When you're so fully immersed in what you're doing that time seems to slip away and you feel completely connected to the present moment? Those are the moments when you're truly alive. But here's the question. What makes you feel truly alive? For some, it might be something as simple as a quiet morning walk, the feeling of the sun on your face, or diving into a creative project that excites you. For others, it could be a challenging workout, a deep conversation with a friend, or an adventure that pushes you out of your comfort zone. The truth is, we all have different experiences that make us feel alive. But it's important to stop and ask ourselves, what are the things that light me up, that make my heart race with excitement, and that bring me back to myself? These are the activities, the people, and the experiences that remind us that life is not just about getting through the day. It's about truly living, about engaging with the world in a way that brings us joy, meaning, and purpose. Think about the times when you've felt most yourself. Was it when you were doing something you're passionate about, or when you were with people who inspire and uplift you? Take note of these moments. They are the clues that point to what makes you feel truly alive. And when you identify them, you can make room for more of those moments in your life. What makes you feel truly alive? And what can you do today to step closer to those experiences? The more you live in alignment with what makes you feel alive, the more fulfillment you will find, and the more vibrant your life will become. Question number 2. Who am I beyond my roles and titles? We often define ourselves by the roles we play: son, daughter, friend, colleague, partner, or parent. These titles are important. They reflect how we show up in the world and how we connect with others. But here's a question. Are you only those roles, or is there something more to who you are beneath the surface? Think about it for a moment. When you strip away all the labels society has given you, who are you at your core? What makes your heart beat with passion? What sparks that fire inside when everything else seems to quiet down? We live in a world where we're constantly pushed to perform, to meet expectations, to live up to labels. And while these roles can bring purpose, they can also obscure the deeper aspects of who we are. Consider this. Who would you be if you weren't defined by your job, your family responsibilities, or your social roles? What if you could remove all those titles and just be purely, authentically yourself? Sometimes we need to pause and ask, who am I when no one else is watching, when the world's expectations fall away? This isn't about abandoning your roles. It's about reconnecting with your essence, the part of you that existed before anyone gave you a name or a task to do. At the heart of it, you are not just the labels you carry. You are your values, your passions, your dreams, and your purpose. Reconnecting with that part of you allows you to live more freely and authentically, to move through the world with intention, and to shape your life based on who you truly are. So pause for a moment today and reflect. Who am I beyond the titles? Let that answer guide you toward deeper self-awareness and fulfillment. Question number 3. What am I truly afraid of? Fear is an incredible force. It can hold us back, keep us stuck, and prevent us from stepping into the life we desire. But what if, instead of letting fear control us, we took a moment to truly understand it? What if we asked ourselves, what am I truly afraid of? Take a deep breath and sit with that question for a moment. Fear often masquerades as something bigger than it really is. It might look like failure, rejection, or the unknown. It might sound like, what if I mess up? Or what if people judge me? But when we dig a little deeper, we often discover that the true fear isn't external. It's the fear of not being enough, of being vulnerable, or of taking a leap into the unknown. Fear has a way of amplifying itself in our minds. It grows, it twists, and it makes us believe that it's impossible to face. But the real question we must ask ourselves is, what's on the other side of that fear? What will happen if we don't let it dictate our actions? On the other side of fear is freedom, growth, and the life we've always dreamed of. By understanding your fears, you can begin to dismantle their power over you. When you face them head on, when you shine a light on them, they lose their grip. Fear doesn't have to be something that paralyzes you. It can be a tool for self-discovery. Ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? And can I find the courage to walk through it, knowing that every step forward is a step toward growth and freedom? Question number 4. What brings me joy? When was the last time you truly felt joy? Not just a fleeting moment of happiness, but that deep, soul-filling sense of joy that makes you feel alive, connected, and at peace. We're often caught up in the hustle of daily life, checking off to-do lists, running from one responsibility to the next. And sometimes we forget to ask, what actually brings me joy? Joy is more than just a good mood. It's a state of being, a frequency that aligns your heart and soul with the present moment. It's found in the simplest things: a quiet moment in nature, a conversation with a loved one, a good book, or even a long, peaceful walk. Joy doesn't have to be grand or complex. It's about finding those moments that light you up from within, moments when you feel truly alive. Ask yourself, what are the things in my life that make me feel most joyful? It might be the people you spend time with, the activities that make you lose track of time, or the passions you pursue. When you begin to notice the small moments of joy, you'll realize that they add up to something bigger than just fleeting happiness. They are reminders of what truly matters to you, what makes you feel connected to the world around you. Now, think about how you can bring more of that joy into your daily life. What can you do to create space for joy in your routine? Maybe it's allowing yourself time to do something that makes you smile without guilt, or letting go of the pressures to constantly perform. Joy is a gift we often overlook, but when we invite more of it into our lives, it becomes a source of healing, energy, and vitality. So take a moment to reflect. What brings me joy? And how can you make room for more of it today? Question number 5. What pain have I transformed into wisdom? We all carry scars, don't we? Some are visible, but many are hidden deep within, tucked away in places we may not even visit often. Pain can feel overwhelming when it's happening, but looking back, it often becomes one of our greatest teachers. It's in the darkest moments that we often discover the light within ourselves, the strength we never knew we had. Think about a time when you faced a hardship, perhaps a deep loss, a failure that stung, or a relationship that left you heartbroken. In the midst of the pain, it might have felt like the end of the world, but with time, that pain transformed. It could have led you to insights that were impossible to grasp without that experience. For instance, maybe it helped you realize your own inner resilience, that you were capable of overcoming obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Or perhaps it taught you the value of forgiveness, not just toward others, but toward yourself as well. We often hear the phrase, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." And while that sounds cliche, there's truth in it. Pain doesn't necessarily break us. It can rebuild us, shaping us into wiser versions of ourselves. It's through challenges that we learn the most about our limits, and more importantly, how to break through them. And here's the thing, your story, your pain, and the wisdom you've gained from it could be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Imagine that. What if your experience could help someone avoid the same pitfall or give them the courage to keep going? The very thing that felt like your biggest struggle could become the source of someone else's strength. So, take a moment and reflect. What pain have I transformed into wisdom? And how can you share that wisdom with others? Sometimes, the greatest gifts we can offer the world are the lessons we've learned through hardship. Question number 6. What legacy do I want to leave? Legacy, what does it mean to you? It's easy to think of legacy in terms of monuments, statues, or historical achievements. But when you strip away the fame, the wealth, and the accolades, what are you left with? You're left with the impact you've had on others, the love you've shared, and the way you've lived your truth. Think about the people in your life who have passed on, or maybe those who've influenced you deeply. What do you remember about them? Was it their professional accomplishments, or was it how they made you feel? Maybe it was their kindness, their unwavering support, or the way they made you laugh when you needed it most. That's the essence of legacy, the way we affect the hearts and minds of others. Now let's shift the perspective to you. What kind of impact do you want to leave behind? It could be something simple, like teaching your children how to be kind and compassionate, or it could be a greater goal, like helping others find their voice, or creating something that inspires the world. It's not about grandeur. It's about making a difference in whatever way you're called to. The beauty of legacy is that it's something you build every day with every decision you make. So when you look back at the end of your life, what will you want to have accomplished? It might not be about the number of people you've helped, but the depth of the relationships you've nurtured, or the authenticity with which you've lived. Think about it. What legacy do you want to leave? And how can you begin creating that legacy today in the choices you make right now? Question number 7. What brings me peace? We live in a world that's constantly moving, rushing, striving, and pushing us toward the next thing. But in the midst of all that noise, there are moments of stillness that offer us peace. The question is, how often do we pause long enough to notice them? Peace isn't just the absence of noise or chaos, it's the presence of something deeper. It's a state of inner balance where your mind, body, and spirit are aligned. For some, peace comes in the form of quiet mornings alone with a cup of coffee. For others, it may be the soothing sounds of nature or the comforting embrace of a loved one. Think about the times when you felt truly at peace. What were you doing? Was it when you were fully present? When you let go of all the stress and just were? Sometimes peace comes when we allow ourselves to simply exist, without the need to achieve, without the pressure of doing. It's in those moments when you can truly hear yourself, when your soul feels heard and your heart feels at rest. Imagine what your life would be like if you prioritized peace, not just as a fleeting moment, but as a lifestyle. How would it change the way you respond to challenges, to people, to your own inner struggles? Creating peace isn't about waiting for everything around you to calm down. It's about creating a calm within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. So let's ask, what brings you peace? And what can you do today to create more of that peace in your life? Sometimes the act of inviting peace into our hearts is the most powerful change we can make. Question number 8. What would I regret not doing? Regret is a powerful motivator. It whispers at the back of your mind asking, what if? What if you had taken that chance? What if you had spoken your truth? What if you had gone after that dream? We all have regrets, but what truly stings isn't the mistakes we made, it's the things we didn't try. The things we held back from because we were afraid, unsure, or just waiting for the right moment, which, as we know, rarely ever comes. Think ahead to the end of your life. What are the things you would regret never having done? It might be as simple as telling someone how much they mean to you, or as big as taking that leap into a new career, moving to a new place, or starting a family. Sometimes the things we regret are the risks we never took, the paths we never walked, because we let fear hold us back. But here's the encouraging part. You have time. You can still take those risks. You can still choose to follow your heart, even if it's scary. Don't wait until it's too late to do the things that truly matter to you. Take that first step, even if it's small, and let it lead you toward the life you truly want. So ask yourself, what would I regret not doing? And what small step can you take today to ensure you don't look back with that feeling of, I wish I had? Sometimes, the things we put off are the very things that can bring us the most fulfillment. As we come to the end of this journey, remember this: the questions you ask yourself have the power to shape your life. Each one is a doorway to deeper self-awareness, growth, and purpose. But reflection is only the beginning. What truly transforms your life is the action you take based on the answers you uncover. So, I encourage you to revisit these questions, journal your thoughts, and take one small step today toward aligning with your truth. The path to discovering your purpose isn't always easy, but it's worth every moment of effort. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Path to Purpose for more insights, inspiration, and guidance on your journey to self-discovery. Let's continue walking this path together.